I've been studying Japanese for quite some time now, and every year I'm reminded of the same thing. The language keeps changing faster than I can keep up with. These rankings come from surveys by Z-Soken, a Japanese research group that looks at what's actually trending in Japan right now. Seeing as we just kicked off the new year, I wanted to take a look at some of the biggest word, food, and culture trends in Japan for 2025. Coming in number 10 for trending words is Furokyanseru Kaiwai, or Furokyan Kaiwai. So breaking this down, Furo is bath, Kyan is short for kyanseru, and kaiwai refers to a group of people. I saw this pop up a lot online, especially on social media, for people joking about not wanting to take a shower or bath, whether they were just tired, too lazy, or just didn't feel like it. In most cases, this seems to be said with more humor and irony. It's not like these people are oh my days. It's not like these people are actually coming out and saying, yeah, I'm not taking a bath today. Now, one part of this word I'd like to highlight really quick is kaiwai, and it's very important in slang culture because it labels tiny behaviors as communities. So much so, in fact, that you're actually going to see it pop up later in this video, so stay tuned for that. Alright, now coming in at number 10 for food was Yogurto Aisuboru. There's a very popular ice cream chain in Korea named Yoajong, and this boom actually spilled over into Japan. It seems like there's this very consistent trend pipeline where something blows up in Korea, goes on SNS, and then Japan picks up on it. We actually see this happen with a few other items that show up later on our list. Japanese consumers really love that idea of building your own food and having customization. I mean, just look at all these posts. The yogurts all look so different and vast. There were a lot of people posting online their best topping combos. With such a repeatable content format, I mean, seriously, look at all these posts. It's strayed away from being a dessert and more an actual trend. I mean, they also started calling it yoabo. So seeing this word pop up didn't surprise me that much because I know that Disney is huge in Japan, but I didn't know specifically what the Paraparaza part meant, a pop-up event in Tokyo that has stamps, photo spots, and limited merchandise. Alright, coming in at number 9 for words is honmani, and if anyone here knows a little bit of Kansai Ben, that word might sound familiar. When I first heard this, I thought it was like an abbreviation of like honskoshi no money, like just a little bit of money. So in Hyojungo, you can say hontoni, right? Like, are you serious, for real? But in Osaka Ben, it's honmani. So this is actually just a play on words and it has nothing to do with money. It's just a fun little way to write out honmani.
ほんまにわかるですか？メロイチャムとかうつおてんチャンネルでしぬ。セブンのカリカリ梅しげかたのやめれる。
Scripted Japan also has a really good video doing a bit of a deeper dive onto the origin behind this word, so feel free to check that out. I'll drop the link in the description. Coming in number 9 for food is Shine Muscat Bobo. So this is a grape flavored candy or dessert featuring Shine Muscat grapes. As for why it was trended, it was well known for its juicy, melt in your mouth candy with a satisfying bite, which stands out from regular candy. It also had a huge ASMR appeal. The crunch or zaku zaku sounds are pleasing to hear, especially in videos online. I actually saw another candy pop up while I was doing my research for this, Chikyugumi, and it looks like they were trending for pretty much the same reasons. Another reason these were trending so well were the scarcity and hype. People were queuing up in stores and posting successful purchases online. The fruit itself was actually trending in 2025, so any sort of Shine Muscat dessert automatically had some of that built-in hype. And coming in number 9 for things is Wicked, the movie. Coming in number 8 for words is umaremochita kaopoka. So it looks like in Japan there's an idol or audition project called No No Girls, and the contestants were asked to rap over Chanmiru's NG song for the rap section. One of the contestants, Yuri, wrote umaremotta kaopoka face de jinsei oka, enjoying life with a born poker face. So yes, while the phrase itself is catchy and memorable, the idol and music culture influence on the youth in Japan is huge. So the No No Girls auditions and Chanmiru's song itself have strong youth TikTok and X exposure. Okay, coming in number 8 for food is negi cream cheese bacon, or literally green onion cream cheese bacon. So I just watched one of the TikToks for this, and apparently, I'm sorry, it's still playing right now. So apparently you get a green onion, you cut off, the little gross thing at the end, and then you dip the white part, you lather the white part at the end in cream cheese, and then you take your cooked, finely chopped bacon and you just dip it and it sticks to the cream cheese and you just take a big bite of that thing. It's great ASMR and mukbang content. Green onions, bacon, and cream cheese are all pretty easily available in most countries, so this trend was really easy to follow along, especially for Japanese people. Now coming in at number 8 for things or events is Timeless Project Audition. So I did touch earlier on this video about how the idol or audition culture is huge in Japan, has a big influence on the youth. Contestants would audition for spots in the Timeless Project, which focused on music, performance, and idol style promotion. Within this audition, there were a lot of creative challenges, original songs, and performance-based tasks. And it looks like a good amount of these audition clips made their way online and started trending among Z generation viewers. With the hashtag and clipping culture around this, a lot of this content became short form, which is why it trended so well on TikTok and X. So coming in number 7 for words is puku puku kaiwai. There it is again, the word that we saw earlier for a group of people. It appears to be an online trend or aesthetic culture, especially popular among young women and vloggers. This puku puku kaiwai atmosphere is characterized primarily by soft, fluffy visuals, so white, pink, sparkles. This also works well with lifestyle and daily routine content, and influencers would often integrate puku puku kaiwai props to enhance their videos. Now for props, some examples of these items would be things like decorated ribbons with jewels, ballerina themed accessories and pouches, cute rings, hair clips, or smartphone cases. Really anything soft, sparkly, or pastel just to enhance the puku puku vibe. So coming in number 7 for food or drink was Staba and Snoopy. After doing a bit of digging, this refers to the Peanuts x Starbucks collaboration 3rd edition, which launched on March 25th, 2025. The theme for this was kindness, so emphasizing thoughtfulness and small acts of care in everyday life. The highlight for this collaboration was none other than Joe Kind Snoopy, an original Snoopy character, who of course represented spreading kindness through small daily gestures. It was easily shareable online and very Instagram worthy, which made it really easy to trend throughout Japan. Moving on next for things or events is AI filter or AI filters. You'll see a lot of these AI filters being used to post before and after clips. It also removes the need for editing skills or expensive software. Of course, there are downsides to using AI filters, such as copyright, privacy issues, overuse, and sometimes just super duper unrealistic beauty standards. So coming up on number 6 for words is mazu wa arigato, or literally, first of all, thank you. Is there some deeper meaning? Yes, there is. So on Japanese dating reality shows like Kyosuki, people use it as a gentle way to turn someone down. So before rejecting a confession, they'll start with mazu wa kokuhaku shite kurete arigato. First of all, thank you for confessing. It's basically a softener. You acknowledge the other person's effort before rejecting them to make it feel kinder and less awkward. And apparently viewers loved it so much that it started trending online.
なんで僕と付き合ってほしいです。
まずは伝えてくれてありがとう。そうだよね。気持ち的にはめちゃくちゃ嬉しい。正直に言うと友達のままでいたいんだよね。
いや、そうっすよね。
So I don't know, if someone confesses to you in Japanese and you're not really vibing with it, then maybe you can kick it off with mazu wa arigato and you'll be fine. Coming up in 6th place for food is sweet milk coffee or sweet milk coffee. Now, this is specifically referring to the new Starbucks menu item. Now, it did become a permanent item on the menu as of March 12, 2025, but before that, it was a seasonal item and people went wild every time it came back. Part of why it's trending is how photo-worthy it looks with layered milk and coffee topped with whipped cream. ChatGPT. This thing, I would have expected to be a little bit higher on the list, but yeah, here it is. It's trending quite a bit here in the States. I don't know about you guys, but I know a lot of people who use this thing religiously, and generative AI is becoming a huge deal. Fun fact, by the way, Seisei AI is the word for generative AI. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you know I put a big emphasis on actually using Japanese, not just studying it passively. I've had times where my mind goes blank and I freeze during conversations, despite knowing all the words I want to say, which brings me to today's sponsor, iTalki. Thank you to iTalki for sponsoring today's video. As always, I only work with tools I genuinely believe are helpful for language learners. So iTalki is an online language learning platform that lets you take personalized one-on-one lessons with native speaking teachers. Now, reading, listening, and grammar are super duper important, but at some point you need a real place to speak. Something I found myself doing is that I would be studying Japanese but not actually using it. With iTalki, you're practicing Japanese through real-life conversations with real natives, using Japanese you'll actually find outside of textbooks. One thing I really like about iTalki is how easy they make it to find the right teacher for your level, goals, and interests. You can filter by things such as conversation practice, JLPT, casual versus structured lessons, and even teachers who speak your native language if it helps at the start. There are plenty of super great teachers on iTalki who know how to create a safe speaking space. Even if you're a complete beginner, there's no pressure and no judgment. This is the kind of environment that's perfect and makes it way easier to open your mouth and just start talking.
自己紹介をしてもらえますか。
はい、6年前日本語を勉強して始めたんですけど、初めといえば、2年ぐらいですね。趣味は筋トレとか、あとは言うまでもなくなんですけど、日本語を勉強する。それも一番大切な趣味なんですけど、
どうやって勉強したの？
まあ最初はねテキストをよく使ってましたけど、好きなアニメを見るとして、文章の見知らぬ言葉を見つけたらフラッシュカードを作って何度も何度も読み返して、言葉の使い方とかニュアンスを把握してから日本語を鍛えてきたんですけど。
With iTalki, you pay per lesson, so it's easy to fit into your budget and schedule. No subscriptions you're locked into. If you've got any New Year's resolutions like learning Japanese or making your conversations flow more smoothly, click the link in the description to start your language learning journey now. For new users, you can buy $10 and get $5 for free towards your first lesson using my exclusive code JARED2026. Just keep in mind, this offer is only available for the first 50 users and can only be used towards your first lesson. So we see something pretty familiar in 5th place for words on this list, and that's maru-maru kaiwai. So this is taking that trend of an action or habit and adding kaiwai to the end to make it a sort of niche or a group of people who do this thing. You can see all kinds of examples popping up online, such as katame kaiwai, which refers to a group of people who takes a bit of their hair and uses it to cover one of their eyes. The main reason for the appeal and upwards trend for this suffix is how flexible it is. I saw it getting attached to all kinds of words, things as broad as washitsu kaiwai, shizen kaiwai, mizu iro kaiwai, and jidori kaiwai, just to name a few of many examples. And 5th place for food or drinks is Dubai Choco or Dubai chocolate. So like a few of the other food trends on here, this chocolate actually became a cult favorite, and due to its scarcity also created a sense of FOMO. The original fixed bars, the most popular ones in this trend, are not sold in franchise stores worldwide, which makes them a trophy item that people feel pressured to find before they miss out. For many, it represents a way to experience the high-end lifestyle of Dubai at a relatively accessible price point, $22. The striking contrast of the dark chocolate cracking open to reveal a neon green interior was very Instagrammable. This trend actually got so intense that there was a reported worldwide pistachio shortage and was the 5th most searched food or recipe on Google in 2024. Next up on the list for thing or event is Kurumi-chan hair or Kurumi-chan's hair. So for some context, this is referring to the hairstyle from a character named Kurumi from the series Kimi ni Todoke, which is over 10 years old but is still loved today. A lot of people saw this hairstyle as a genius balance of purity and glamour. It's designed to look high effort and doll-like while actually being easy to recreate at home. The hashtag Kurumi-chan hair started trending. Friends could be seen using it as matching hair for school festivals or concerts to create a sense of unity and post Instagrammable memories. Since this hairstyle is easy to adapt for different hair lengths and is a perfect bridge between anime culture and mainstream fashion, it evolved from a temporary fad into a permanent classic. Oh, do I really have to say this one out loud? Okay. Number 4 for word is Ruby-chan nani ga suki? Feels so nasty saying that. So I'll play a quick snippet of the song if YouTube lets me for anyone who's unfamiliar. So this trend actually originates from the Japanese multimedia project Love Live series. More specifically from a song called Ice Cream by a group called Ice Cream. Many reels, tweets, and TikToks can be seen of users recreating this trend, either word for word or swapping out character names.
おばあちゃんなんで何が好きおはぎよりもチョコ
Next up on the list for food is marantang or malatang. Malatang originated as a common street food in China, combining ma, la, and tang to be numbing, spicy soup. The primary appeal comes from the customization, where customers can choose from over 50 unique ingredients like duck blood, beef tripe, or fish balls, and weigh them to determine the price, with some describing it as a mini trip to China within a bowl. And even though a bowl typically costs 1,500 to 2,000 yen, more than your typical bowl of ramen, women see it as a medicinal beauty meal rather than just fast food, primarily because it uses healthy glass noodles and spicy herbal soups. Coming up in 4th place for thing or event is Meitantei Conan Sekigan no Zanzo. This is referring to the film that was released in April of 2025, which became a massive trending topic. It's praised as one of the most sophisticated entries in the Detective Conan movie franchise, specifically targeting an adult audience with its deep emotional resonance. Fans had long waited for a movie focused on these intellectual powerhouse characters, specifically the mystery surrounding Kansuke Yamato's lost eye, or the Sekigan in the title. The trend also extended beyond Japan, with Chinese media and international fans praising it for its high-quality screenplay. Okay, we finally made it to the top 3, so let's see what Japan was so obsessed with in 2025. Kicking off in 3rd place for the most trendy word is meroi. So the word meroi actually originates from another word, mero mero, being head over heels for someone, with phrases such as mero mero ni naru kurai suteki, which describe the state of having your heart completely stolen or being utterly captivated. So in a sense, this word covers seeing something both super cute and very cool or handsome. It was even nominated for Sanseido's Word of the Year in 2024, as it was a rare example of how an adjective was derived from an onomatopoeia. So not only can you use meroi to refer to a super cute music video you just watched, but if a guy got a haircut and it looks super cool, that's also meroi. You can also start to meroru or fall in love love with someone. In essence, it's a magic word that encapsulates being done in by a crush or an idol. Third place for food is Greek yogurt, or Greek yogurt, but more specifically, Greek yogurt from Korea. Now, how is this different from your typical Greek yogurt, you might ask? Well, unlike standard runny yogurt, this trending Korean-style Greek yogurt is strained extensively to remove almost all whey. This results in an incredibly thick, mochi-like chewy texture that feels more like cream cheese or soft clay. Since this dish was already heavily strained, it satisfied that craving for a heavy, rich dessert while remaining high in protein and low in sugar. Now, Nono Girls had already set itself apart from other audition series in the industry. The slogan based off of its title, No No Girls, was essentially no height, weight, or age required. Just show us your voice and your life. It focused on talent and personal story over traditional idol looks. The finale for the series aired in early 2025, reaching over 560,000 simultaneous viewers on YouTube Live and hitting #1 on Japan's Twitter trends with the hashtag #NoNoGirlsFinal. The show ended off with the formation of a 7-member group called Hana. No Girls trended because it offered a more human and inclusive alternative, which resonated with people tired of perfect cookie-cutter aesthetics in the idol industry. In second place for word is Biju which originates from the 5-member boy group Milk. Their song, aptly titled Biju provided a catchy soundtrack and a core message of self-affirmation. The phrase itself is essentially a Gen Z contraction of the phrase, your visuals/looks are good, aren't they? So this phrase, Biju evolved into a universal compliment. One of the reasons it trended so well was because of how versatile it was. I saw it being used for idols, friends, pets, or even one's own selfie. It became so popular that it even earned a nomination for 2025 Buzzword of the Year, or the Ryukogo Taisho. There was a Ijan pose from Milk's choreography, which became the signature move of the year. In December 2025, it was officially crowned #1 at the Trending Pose Awards, joining the ranks of legendary movements like the Peppermill or TT pose. Coming in second place for food is Choco Marshmallow, or chocolate marshmallow. Now, this isn't referring to actual chocolate marshmallows, but more specifically a snack or dessert that was available at Don Quixote in 2025. These went viral for the crispy sound of the chocolate shell breaking and then the soft or fluffy sound of the marshmallow or meringue inside. This, of course, once again made them perfect for the ASMR content on TikTok and Instagram. This trend was fueled by DIY creative ways to eat them, which further increased their social media engagement. People would freeze the desserts to make them extra crunchy and even melt the inside for a gooey, s'mores-like experience. This hack culture led to a cycle where users would post their own best way to eat videos, keeping the product relevant for longer. Don Quixote then capitalized on this by aggressively stocking these specific German imports. As a result, they saw their sales increase by 500% compared to the previous year, turning a niche viral snack into a staple product. And in second place for trending thing is Be Real. So for anyone who's unfamiliar, Be Real is a photo sharing app where authenticity is the only rule. Once a day at a random time, everyone receives a notification, time to be real, and then you have exactly 2 minutes to take a photo of what you were doing right then. One of the primary reasons this trended so well in 2024 to 2025 was combating social media fatigue. Users were tired of the pressure to look perfect on Instagram or TikTok, and Be Real became a safe space to post mundane, messy, or boring moments without judgment. Because you can't see your friends' posts until you post yours, it forces everyone to participate to unlock their feed. So in short, this trended because it turned being boring into a fun daily ritual that prioritizes real life over stage life. Okay, we've finally made it all the way to #1. So kicking off with what came in first place for words is eho eho. So this trend actually started way back in 2021 when a Dutch photographer captured a photo of a baby owl sprinting across the grass towards its mother. In early 2025, Japanese internet users paired this image with the catchphrase eho eho, nani nani te tsutai eho eho. Users and influencers used the running owl to deliver bits of information in a cute, urgent way. Even the Kochi prefectural police used it for public announcements. And by the end of 2025, it swept nearly every major award in Japan. It also placed #3 on Sanseido's new word of the year, which is surprising because the word eho is a traditional word for grunting or effort, and it wasn't in most modern dictionaries until recently. The trend reached its peak in September 2025 when Myojo Charumera released a TV commercial featuring Taiku Okazaki running and singing the eho eho song to promote their ramen. And in first place for food is acai bowl, or acai bowls. So this is a resurfacing trend, and fading out after its initial 2013 peak, acai bowls became a massive hit once again in 2024 to 2025. It was nominated for the 2024 Buzzword of the Year and has moved from specialty cafes into the mainstream, with major chains like 7-Eleven, Tully's Coffee, and Gusto, a major family restaurant, adding it to their menus to meet explosive demand. The main secret sauce behind its comeback was a complete change in its customer base. The first boom in 2013 was driven by women focused on superfoods and anti-aging, while the second boom was driven by Gen Z. This generation discovered acai as not a health supplement, but as a trendy, aesthetic snack or a guilt-free diet meal after seeing it all over TikTok and Instagram. The demand for this actually got so high that Fruta Fruta, Japan's leading acai importer, struggled to keep up with the supply. They reported that sales at Gusto, for example, had vastly exceeded expectations, which forced the company to ramp up production systems to treat acai as a daily staple rather than just a passing fad. It trended because it's the perfect SNS food, colorful, customizable, and endorsed by influencers as the perfect it girl snack. I don't know why I said that, I'm sorry. And number 1 for the most trending thing in Japan for 2025. Mimitsubo jewelry, or ear acupuncture jewelry. Following the pandemic, there was a massive shift in Japan towards mebyo, caring for the body before it actually got sick. Influencers began moving away from heavy makeup and towards internal beauty. Ear jewelry became the centerpieces for this movement because they represented balancing the body from the inside. This trend gained additional mainstream momentum when fans began noticing tiny sparkles on the ears of major celebrities and idols during variety shows and live streams. Creators would apply jewelry to one ear, wait a few minutes, and show the immediate lifting effect on one side of their face compared to the other. This visual proof was perfect for the short-form video format, making a traditional Chinese medicine practice look like a magical beauty hat to Gen Z. In the past, people were using ear seeds, which were beige, medicinal-looking patches. However, the trend took off when brands started using Swarovski crystals, pearls, and colorless gold-silver studs. Well, there you have it. We've covered the top 10 trending foods, things, and words for Japan in 2025. If there are any other trends you think deserve an honorable mention, or you have some strong predictions for this year, I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, you can let me know by leaving a like. And as always, thank you to these wonderful people for supporting the channel. If you'd like to become a member, you can do so down below. Also, if you're looking for some study buddies along your Japanese learning journey, you can check out the Discord down in the description. We're all waiting for you. But yeah, feel free to subscribe so you know when my next video drops, or you can go to jareddesu.com to join my newsletter. Other than that, keep grinding, keep learning, and keep immersing, and I will see you guys in the next video. See ya.